Yo, what is good? How is everyone doing? Wagwan, my drillers. Hello. Hope everyone had a very good weekend. How's everybody doing? I had a good weekend. It was pretty productive, and I was locked in. I was locked in. But hello everybody. Just having a sip of juice in my pint glass, which I got heavily judged for a couple of weeks ago. Hello everybody. Hello Alexander. Like up the stream, guys, while waiting. Exactly, you know the score. Gurk. I'm just gonna call you Gurk. Okay, let's go. Have you seen that train guy? Hey Stacy, Alex, Glenn, Terry, Caroline, Elizabeth, Mark. What's good, guys? How are you doing? Guys? Blake, Josh, on GJ, would you consider the 4 hour fair value up in regards to the 11 a.m. trade we were talking about? Would I consider it? Let's have a quick look at what you mean. Yeah. Yes, I may target that. I may have targeted that instead. But then the risk to order ratio would have been too low, and that would probably have put me off, or I'd have done something like this. But this is definitely a valid entry. I would have managed or closed the trade here 100%. But it's like in terms of a trade to take, yes. The exit could be, depends on how I'm feeling really and how I'm seeing it. Like right now, obviously seeing it go to this place it's gone to, it would be like, well, of course I would take profits there. But I mean, you gotta have at least hindsight bias as possible when you're looking back on stuff like that. And me doing that, I probably would. I definitely would manage at that 4 hour, but that would have, messed with me somehow. But whether in terms of an entry, then the risk to reward ratio being too big if I was to target those too low if I was to target those highs, or that's where I would have targeted and adjusted the risk to reward ratio to fit, or that's where I would have targeted and not took the trade because the risk to reward ratio would have been way too low. Hey Mike, how's it going? Like up the stream before we get started, guys. It is a no news day, so it's going to be a pretty slow day, a pretty dead day, but I mean, we're here to chill, I enjoy doing these because it's the community we have more than the fact I get to take trades. I enjoy talking to you guys, so it will be a slow day, but we are here. We are chilling probably. Tomorrow and Wednesday are all no news days as well, but we will get into it in just a second. So let's just have a quick look at the fundamentals. Hey Chris, today no red folder news at all. Tomorrow we only have red folder news. Early London, late New York, late Asian, so like 5:30 a.m. UK time and 6:30 a.m. UK time are the only times we have red folder news. Then on Wednesday it's kind of like the same thing, 3 a.m. though, so even earlier, and then 7 p.m. on that day, so we have a whole gap here, which is like, I don't even know how long that is, like 16 hours or something. So it's pretty slow, but there are a couple setups. I cannot lie, there are a couple setups actually available to us right now, which we're about to go through. But I mean, today, tomorrow, Wednesday, all pretty slow days, nothing major going on. But there are setups on the way, kind of, right? So on GJ, bias is bearish, right? Because we have took. Why is it bearish? The daily, because there's a fair value gap right here on the daily, right? Which we're respecting. Technically, we haven't closed outside of it yet. We still got 7.5 hours left. So technically, we have to assume it's respecting it still, which makes it bearish. The 4 hour took highs, also bearish. 1 hour took highs, also bearish. So we have a clear bearish bias here. So we were looking at this right here as an accumulation, right? We were looking at this as an accumulation. Let me just make it yellow for you. Looking at that as an accumulation, and this was going to potentially be the manipulation and the IFEG, but we just continued up off of that since, right? But we could still look for an entry. Euro GBP, nothing. EJ, nothing. GU, we have now tapped into this 4-hour fair value gap, right? So this could potentially be a good entry here, guys. We've tapped into the 4-hour, right? The daily is bearish, right? The 4-hour was bullish but came back into this bounce, so bearish. The same with the 1-hour fair value gap here, took highs respecting this small fair value gap, so that's bearish. The 15 and the 5 are also bearish. On the 5, we have a fair value gap that formed just outside the accumulation range here. So if we look and inverse this, if we inverse the fair value gap, we could take an entry here, right? Now the risk to reward ratio is a bit of a weird one. I'm not too sure how this would go, but all I know is there's an entry right here if we can reverse in the next 3 minutes. If we reverse in 3 minutes, beautiful, right? Beautiful entry. So we could take something here. Not too sure on the risk to reward ratio yet. We're going to wait and see how this kind of plays out. If we do get an entry, we can kind of discuss that at a later date. We can discuss the exit at a later date. So I'm going to set an alert here, just underneath this fair value gap. If we get pinged, great. EU was a similar one. I think we were looking at a setup here. We were waiting to take these lows, but we just didn't take them, and then just came straight back up, right? So it's probably because we took them on GU and then continued up. But now we've tapped this, it's good. We're good to take a sell if we do end up, inversing this. So this is probably, I'm not gonna lie, this is actually our favorite setup at the moment. So we're gonna look a little bit more into this. So in terms of a target, right? Where's the target gonna be? So obviously this side of the range is the number one target. The next target would be a fair value gap or liquidity underneath that. The nearest thing to this is an unmitigated 15, right? Which is also a 30, which is also a 1 hour. So I think the best bet is probably full TP being, this 15-minute fair value gap right here, but also managing the trade heavily, like just making sure we break even and stuff fully by the time we get to there, which doesn't seem like much, does it? Because you got 1.7, 1.4, you know what I mean? So there's a 0.3% difference there, so there is a bit of a difference. But that would be what we do, right? Now the stop loss is a weird one because I would want to put it up here, but that makes the risk to reward ratio way too low. But I think we've got to do that anyway. I'm not gonna lie, I think we've got to do that anyway. So I'm pretty happy with something like this. Your 4 hour on GU is not fully mitigated. Let me just draw it out properly. Yeah, mine is. Different charts. Right, so that's that. That is the setup we're looking at right now, guys. Just broke it down for you. Like up the stream if you haven't already. We ended last week green. Hopefully we can have another week like that. Looks like we respected this surveyor. We want a nice displacement candle invest in this. But I mean, for now, oh, fucking hell. It happened as I said it. GBP CAD has an IFEG. But it's respecting the 15 minute there, so I can't take that. We were looking at USD Swiss franc, but got distracted because we were talking. Yapping on. That's annoying. It did take a while to inverse it though, either way. Yeah, I think this right here is our best bet. Obviously it's a no news day, so it's going to be pretty slow, but we can have a look and see what it gives us. A millionaire crusader. Does look pretty slow today. Is anyone in any trades? Anyone seeing anything? This speaker is messed up. It's not even on. Pretty strange. Caught the sweetest expansion on GU today. It distributed through the Asian session and formed a bullish for Vega, but then respected it, so I bought. Nice. This looks like it's continuing up. This looks like it's continuing up. It's just a fucking shit show. It is very slow today, it seems. Like, we are having moves, but they're kind of just in a range still. Like, it is all just pretty slow. What's NQ doing? NQ's moving. Is the dollar moving? It is kind of. Dollar's looking bullish, which is good for GU because it makes it look bearish. So no one's saying anything? Big up on BXY. Yeah, to be fair, this is probably the one we'd want to see now, isn't it? The 15 minute. Even that's just a low R trade. Yeah, if no one's seeing anything, it literally is just. It is just a dead day. There's not much you can do. New Zealand dollar sells. That's a I've not looked at that in a while. Nah. We'd have to invest this, you know, and this one obviously, but then that gives us a stupid risk order. Even if we reverse now, like, you know, nah. I'd take G and then target the low for 2R. This low. Yeah, I guess that's a good idea. Let's see what we can get then. I think this will end up being a 15-minute trade if it is a trade. It will end up being on the 15-minute. What's on the 1 minute? Let's have a look. Nothing. I don't want to get desperate. Oh, fuck. I don't want to get desperate for a trade, but I mean, that doesn't look too bad. But as the 5 minute took liquidity after expecting that, no. But I mean, this doesn't look too bad at all. I don't want to get too desperate though. I don't want to. It could end up being just a no trade day, to be honest. Wouldn't be surprised. Okay, so we still haven't got a valid entry. We're just continuing to push up here. Let's see how this closes at least, right? Let's just see how this closes. Everything else, nothing here. Literally nothing here for everything else. Yeah, it looks like we're going to inverse this, or, you know, start disrespecting it. Because we've got 3 hours left, but I mean, gold, it is consolidating, but, you know, it's been doing that all day. Completely sideways. But there is some right now. Potentially this. It is a pretty shite day. Can't lie. GU, it's nothing. I mean, if we inverse this 5 minute, we could take that. That wouldn't be too bad, and we could use that to then just kind of like target the I don't know. We could have the same target being this, or even just target this down here, and then just manage it accordingly on the way down. I'm going to drag this to the side to stop it looking weird and all messy and that. What do you think about 6 to 10 candles as a range for a valid IFEG? Yeah, I mean, it depends on what those 6 to 10 candles look like as well. Like if it goes up, inverses it like this, and then just does this, no. But if it does that and then does something like this and just kind of goes sideways for a bit, then inverses it, you could take that. But I mean, really you'd want it to be as quick as possible. I think in gold we apply for a buy side trade. A buy side trade? Do you mean a buy or a sell? About like a buy side liquidity trade being the entry or the target? Hey Eric, how's it going? Look at Euro JPY. Not on here. I think this is probably going to be our best bet. If we can just wait 30 seconds. I mean, even still. Oh, there we go. We fucking fucked it. We got, how long left? 6 minutes? I mean, that's not too bad. Like the candle as well, how it looks. We've got 5 minutes left. If it looks like this in 5 minutes, I'm pretty happy with that. It doesn't have to be something like this. EJ, I'd want the 15 minutes to inverse. No, there's 2 here. It's not worth it. Like, if we inverse both of these, right, you'd have to have such a, like, your stop loss would be huge. So your take profit goes all the way down here. And then that's a 1.5 R, right? So it's not even that big. It's good, but it's, you know, nothing special. Then you're saying price will come all the way down here quickly as well on the 15-minute chart. Bear in mind, it's not really that good of a trade. This though, this isn't too bad because you're expecting it to go at least to like right here kind of thing, maybe down to this low. It is reaching. But this is good though, guys. This is good. We haven't obviously got a fair value up here though. So we need that's still like a 1.5 now. Who was it who suggested putting it down here? Curtis. It's a 1.5. this isn't too bad, right? But I mean, it's still reaching. Anything else? Not really. Not really anything else. So it looks like this is just the way it is. Gold. There's a 3 minute. A 3 minute fell out. Yeah, it's not me. Nah, I'm not a not a 3 minute kind of guy. Not a 3 minute kind of guy. I mean, it's not that I think it doesn't work. Just that if I was to use, like, if you're using the 1 minute, the 2 minute, the 3 minute, the 5 minute, some people even use the 10 minute and the 15 minute, you're literally looking at every single possible time frame, right? Just for an entry. Now, it's not that I don't think it works, it's just that I've picked different ones. If I was to use the 3 minute, it would be a complete switch. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't just glance and if it's there, take it too. I would use it every single day as well. So, you know, it's not that I think it doesn't work. I'm not that kind of guy. So, I just don't really... If I was to use it, I would do a complete switch. Because looking at every single time frame for an entry is just clutching at straws, really. And it's, you know, letting probability play out. Because, for example, I could prove a point by taking it on the 3 minute and it loses. But overall, the 3 minute could be profitable, right? Same with the 5. The 5 minute, maybe there's not an entry here, maybe there's one on the 3 minute, but next time there's probably not going to be a valid one on the 3 minute, but definitely one on the 5, which we could take, which would win. Or lose. It's probability. So if you just pick one and stick to it, that's what I would say. And eventually it'll play out in your favour. And I've picked mine. I could change it, you know, to fit the trends and shit, but I'm not that kind of guy. Gold in 1 minute pullback and we can enter in it. I'm waiting for a 5. Did we invest the 3? No. This is a dead day. Gold's looking good now, but I don't want to be you know, it's not even looking good. The bias is bullish. The bias is clearly bullish. Apart from the 1 hour, maybe. Everything else is bullish. There's no point. Oh, one sec, guys. Right, we're back. There's a cheeky market. Right, I mean, you can't really do much here. Like it's an entry, but it's not valid. GU is our only hope, and it's still shit. And I've told you guys this. I think this happened last week as well, didn't it? Like, it's a no news day. So on days like this, other than maybe NQ, it's gotta be slow, right? You can't really expect anything other than that. Because with stocks, it's a little bit different. You know, with this, it's mainly like just big banks and stuff. Like, for example, with stocks, like, I think near enough every day there's probably got to be something big. I don't know too much, but I mean, like, you know, there's got to be something big. Like with Google, Microsoft, all these other companies, Apple, Tesla, all of them will have something big on most days. Or like, and it even gets lower than that, like even the smaller ones, which will, they're like their kind of fundamentals, which will move NQ anyway. And there's other things involved in why NQ would move. But on days like this, with Forex, it's always going to be slow because these are what moves the markets, right? There's not like, it would have to take a lot of stuff for Forex to move based on a business. Like, it would take something big to happen, which obviously doesn't happen often, so. For GU and Amanda, we are just approaching the middle of the 4 hour fair value gap. To be fair, Elizabeth, that could probably be what's going on. Obviously, I'm a bit late seeing that, but I mean, that could be what's going on. We're coming to mitigate that. Are there any probability that the Forex, NQ, and ES moves on no news days? I mean, it could move. Like, for example, stuff happened last week, like with the tariffs and stuff. The war, you know, stuff that wasn't on Forex Factory, like, to be forecasted, right? That could happen on a no news day, which would move Forex and other stuff. But, I mean, other than that, you know. But other than that, there's probably nothing else. Gonna let this GU go now, too high, yeah. Euro USD. Or a USD. Nah. I mean, it's kind of done it the other way. It is bearish, so if we inverse both of these, we could take it, but then even that, like, you know, the whole bias would change right here. So we, move to break even? Maybe, but it's not really worth it. If we do it, we could take it, but again, it's not really worth it. Josh, do you have your full video course? I think there's a video that did quite well. There's a, there is a YouTube video, this one, a full 2025 trading masterclass, I think, right? Skills. This one. It's like 4 hours long. Watch that. And then there's also the live stream on YouTube that I posted onto the normal videos more recently. Very good, Nick. Yeah, thanks, Stacey. That was all live as well. But I think if we leave this one out, it's not worth it at all. It is dead. It is dead. Other than this, it's just dead. Gold needs to mitigate this, I think, right? Name of the video again? It's, if you just go to my YouTube channel and go most viewed, I think it's at the top. Or you could just search, it's, I think, Josh Williams FX. Josh Williams FX. And then it's full trading masterclass 2025. Watch live if you haven't already. That's like, that gets all the basics out there. Everything you need to know, and everything outside of that, everything not included in that, is stuff you don't really need to know to get started. Like trend lines, I think I cover that. I cover everything you need to know. That's all you need to understand. But other than this, guys, I don't think it is a good day for trading. You're so close to being the one now. Need a small manipulation to take the monthly, then boosh. Got buddy, thanks. No worries, mate. Yeah, that would, to be fair,
This would make it bearish again. If we take this high, it would make it bearish again. Because right now it's technically kind of bullish, right? But this would lead it to then reverse. But I feel like it's just clutching at straws. We haven't even started accumulating really. Maybe on the 1 minute, but I think, unfortunately guys, this is going to be the end of this. I cannot lie, there's not much here. You just have to know when to call it a day. There's no point sitting here searching for things to take, right? Because it's simply not worth it. Like, there is no news. You're going to see this. Like, if you're new to this, if you're just starting to understand this, when there's no news, days like this, everything will move slow. You may still get your setup. There may still be the big candle here and there. But other than New York Open and London Open, there's nothing, right? There is nothing. So on today's trades, where would you get to on the trade tours? Another joint in a cafe? I mean, yeah, either way, I think, probably. Maybe some truffles. But, yeah, we were talking about that as well. For anyone outside of the private Discord, we were talking about doing a new series, a 1-to-100 to 1,000 series, where we basically trade our way from $100 to $1,000 and then go traveling with that and travel the world trading and using the trades to pay for the traveling. If you want to see that, all you have to do is like the stream. If you get enough likes on this stream and also on Tuesday's stream, we'll see. I'll set a proper limit. I'll think about it properly, but I'm happy to go ahead with it. Just need to figure it out. So if you want to see it, like the stream right now and make sure I see you in tomorrow's stream, all right? Because I am looking heavily into this. Other video ideas too, but that would be, the way that would be structured so far is live streams, every single trade took live on an account that you can track yourself, right? We'll figure it out fully, but if you want to see that, like up the stream. But other than that, I have nothing to share now. I think it's just a dead day. You have to know when times like this are there, because yeah, it's just, there's no point wasting your time. I knew this was a done deal halfway through this stream. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing here, unfortunately. But tomorrow there should be, and maybe something more, you know. I think tomorrow we could kind of go on the 1 minute and trade the New York Open and probably get a move. Wednesday, the same thing. It's going to be like this for the rest of the day. Should be better tomorrow. So make sure I see you in tomorrow's stream. Now, also, if you haven't joined the Elite Trader series yet or haven't even heard about it, I'm doing a 3-day masterclass back to back to back. So it's going to be day 1, day 2, day 3, all in a row. 3 live lectures, Q&A calls at the end of them. You get lifetime access to all the recordings, and it's $47 per person. I have not taught any stuff like this before, nothing like this before. I sat down for a few weeks and days and maybe like a month, not consecutively, but spent thinking about what I can teach, like the things I don't even or didn't even understand, written down and taught to you. So this is stuff, regardless of the strategy you use, regardless of the entry model. I'm not going to teach you FVGs and IFVGs and AMD. I'm going to teach you exactly how you need to learn to trade, how you should trade, what you need to do. And it's going to be more about variables, right? More about variables. It's not about how I find my bias. It's more about however you find your bias, this is how you want to do this step by step, right? However you do it. But if you haven't seen it, or if you want to join, if you want to get funded, get some payouts, you know where to go. But join that, you know, I'll see you all there. But like up the stream if you haven't already. Like up the stream if you want to see me do the $100 to $1,000 trading challenge. It will be live on stream, all of it, you know, 100%, all that shit. But other